Today on MUFC Pulse, we'll dive into some incredibly intriguing news. News on player injuries ahead of the Manchester derby, and Marcus Rashford addresses rumors of a return to Man United. For more on this story, check out the video. We also have some equally exciting football news coming up, so stay tuned until the end to catch it all. Welcome to MUFC Pulse. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell for more updates. Manchester United injury news and expected return dates. Ahead of the Manchester derby against Manchester City on September 14th, for Manchester United players could be in line to miss the clash at the Etihad. Matheus Cunha picked up a hamstring injury during the victory over Burnley prior to the international break, which forced him to pull out of the Brazil squad and concentrate on his rehabilitation for United. He's currently under assessment in the lead-up to Sunday's match, and his recent social media posts have led many fans to reckon he might just feature against City. Mason Mount also sustained a minor knock against Burnley, having played a prominent role for Amorim in the early weeks of the season as a false nine alongside Cunha and Bryan Mbeumo. Like Cunha, he's being evaluated ahead of the City game, and should he not be fit, it might prompt Amorim to give Benjamin Sesko his first Premier League start of the campaign. Defender Diogo Dalot suffered a muscle problem that saw him withdraw from the Portugal squad for the internationals. That said, it's not anticipated to be a serious concern, and even if he's not quite ready to start, he's expected to be available for the Manchester City fixture on Sunday. Lisandro Martinez has been sidelined since January and is still recovering from his ACL tear, which required surgery back in February. He's resumed training, but there's no prospect of him being ready in time for the City encounter. The earliest he might return is November, with the latest being early 2026. Marcus Rashford addresses rumors of a return to Manchester United. Speculation about Barcelona potentially terminating Marcus Rashford's loan early in January 2026 began circulating in early September 2025. This stemmed from Rashford's underwhelming performances in his first 3 La Liga matches. Spanish outlets, such as El Nacional, described Rashford as appearing timid, imprecise, and lost on the pitch, raising concerns among club officials about his ability to adapt to Spanish football. Barcelona, who secured Rashford on loan from Manchester United for the 2025/2026 season, are reportedly considering sending him back to Old Trafford if his form doesn't improve. The loan agreement includes an option to buy for £30.3 million, with Barcelona covering Rashford's £325,000 weekly wages in full. This arrangement has saved Manchester United approximately £12 million, though ending the loan early would cost Barcelona a €5 million fee. Rashford's move to Barcelona was initially championed by manager Hansi Flick, who saw significant potential in the 27-year-old forward. However, club president Joan Laporta and sporting director Deco were hesitant, prioritizing targets like Nico Williams or Luis Diaz. Prior to joining Barcelona, Rashford had a loan spell at Aston Villa in January 2025, where he performed admirably but failed to secure a permanent deal. At Manchester United, Rashford had fallen out of favor under manager Ruben Amorim. His solid preseason form contrasted sharply with his early struggles at Barcelona, fueling speculation about his future. Some British media outlets echoed these rumors, suggesting a possible return to United, though his role in Amorim's squad remains uncertain. However, these claims were swiftly debunked by credible sources. A Spanish football journalist dismissed the talk of an early loan termination as absolute nonsense on social media, asserting that Barcelona have no plans to send Rashford back and remain confident he can become a key player this season. Rashford, who scored a 90th-minute penalty in England's victory over Serbia, finally addressed the rumors. "I'm focused on giving my all on the pitch, whether for Barcelona or the national team. These rumors are just distractions. I know what I'm capable of, and I'm working hard to prove it to both Tuchel and Hansi Flick. The support from the coaching staff and team is immense, and I'm confident I can show my best." Barcelona have reportedly reassured Rashford of their belief in his potential to rebound. The club views him as a player who could become a top star at Camp Nou with time to adjust. Some football analysts have branded the rumors media nonsense, accusing outlets of exaggerating to paint Rashford as a failure abroad. A criticism of Rashford has surfaced due to his limited appearances, only 3 competitive matches for Barcelona. However, many argue it's too early to judge, given he's still adapting to La Liga's distinct style. Barcelona supporters remain hopeful that Rashford can rediscover his top form. The situation adds further speculation about Rashford's long-term future, both at Barcelona and Manchester United. With Hansi Flick's backing and the club's confidence, Rashford has a chance to prove he deserves a place in Barcelona's starting lineup. Yet, with the media spotlight unrelenting, the pressure to deliver top performances remains intense. Manchester United targets Sporting Lisbon's defender for January transfer. Manchester United are setting their sights on Sporting Lisbon's talented defender Zeno Debist as the January transfer window approaches. The Red Devils have been closely monitoring the 21-year-old Belgian international, with club scouts dispatched in recent weeks to assess his performances in detail. United are reportedly prepared to test Sporting's resolve with an opening offer of approximately £35 million when the transfer market reopens. Debist, a highly rated centre-back, has caught the attention of several Premier League clubs, with Arsenal and Aston Villa also among his admirers. The young defender's current contract with Sporting includes a substantial £69 million release clause, reflecting his growing reputation in European football. However, United's interest is particularly noteworthy due to their manager's prior connection with the player. Ruben Amorim, Manchester United's manager, is no stranger to Debist, having brought the defender to Sporting Lisbon from Anderlecht in the summer of 2024. This familiarity could give United an edge in negotiations, as Amorim's understanding of Debist's abilities and potential may help sway the player towards a move to Old Trafford. The manager's influence could prove pivotal in securing the transfer. Sporting Lisbon, however, are in a strong position to dictate terms. Debist's contract runs until the summer of 2029, giving the Portuguese club significant leverage in any transfer discussions. Additionally, Anderlecht, Debist's former club, are entitled to 15% of any future transfer fee, which could further complicate negotiations for interested parties. The young Belgian stock has risen considerably following an outstanding debut season in Portugal. In the 2024-2025 campaign, Debist made 48 appearances across all competitions, contributing 2 goals and 4 assists. His performances were instrumental in Sporting's domestic success, as they clinched both the league title and the cup, cementing his reputation as a colossus at the back. Debist's form has not gone unnoticed beyond the Premier League. Several Champions League clubs, including Borussia Dortmund and Napoli, are also believed to be monitoring the defender's situation. This widespread interest could lead to a competitive bidding war in January, as clubs vie for the signature of one of Europe's most promising young defenders. For Manchester United, Debist represents an opportunity to bolster their defensive ranks with a player who combines youth, versatility, and proven quality. The Red Devils have struggled with consistency at the back in recent seasons, and the addition of a player of Debist's caliber could provide much-needed stability. Amorim's prior relationship with the player may give United a strategic advantage in negotiations. However, prizing Debist away from Sporting will not be straightforward. The Portuguese club's strong negotiating position, coupled with the defender's long-term contract and high release clause, means any deal will likely require a significant financial commitment. Furthermore, competition from other top clubs could drive up the transfer fee, potentially pushing it closer to the £69 million mark. As the January transfer window draws nearer, Manchester United will need to act decisively if they are to secure Debist's services. With Amorim's insight and the club's ambition to strengthen their squad, the Red Devils are well positioned to make a compelling case. However, the outcome will depend on their ability to navigate a complex transfer market and outmaneuver rival suitors in what promises to be a fiercely contested race for the Belgian star. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comment your opinion.